The year was 2489. Earth had changed in ways no one from the past could have imagined. Massive cities stretched from ocean to ocean. Flying ships filled the skies. Colonies on Mars and Titan had become homes to millions of humans. People lived longer. Machines did most of the work. Life seemed perfect, but not everyone felt safe. Far above Earth, in a massive space station called Guardian 1, Captain Alex Riker stood before the wide glass window of the command deck. His sharp blue eyes watched as hundreds of alien warships entered Earth's orbit. Their silver hulls reflected the light from the sun. Their engines burned bright as they moved into position. The Galactic Council had arrived. Across every news screen on Earth, a message from the Council played. High Chancellor Varek, the leader of the Council, spoke in his usual cold but calm voice. "People of Earth," Varek said, "we come in peace. We bring protection. A new threat has been detected in your region. Our fleet will remain in orbit to guard your planet and keep you safe." People cheered. Leaders on Earth's Council welcomed the news. They spoke of trust and peace. They thanked the Galactic Council for their help. But Alex did not cheer. He had spent his whole life in the military, protecting Earth and its colonies. He had studied wars, battles, and betrayals. Something about this did not feel right. Alex turned to his second-in-command, Commander Lena Torres. "What do you think?" Alex asked her quietly. Lena watched the screens. "It sounds good," she replied, but her voice was unsure. Alex crossed his arms. "Too good. Why would they send warships? This is not a patrol fleet. This is an invasion force." Lena frowned. "But they said it's for protection." Alex nodded slowly. "They did. But protection does not come with this much firepower. Look at their ships. Battle cruisers. Troop carriers. This is not peacekeeping." Lena looked worried. "Do you think they're lying?" Alex did not answer right away. He walked closer to the window. His mind raced. The Council had always claimed to be peaceful. But deep down, Alex never fully trusted them. They never gave humans a real voice. Humans were treated like children, useful, but not important. "I don't know yet," Alex finally said, "but I'm going to find out." Later that night, Alex sat in his private quarters. He activated a secure terminal. He had clearance to access military channels, but Council transmissions were locked. Still, Alex knew ways to get around the blocks. He had learned a few tricks over the years. His fingers moved quickly over the console. He bypassed the security walls. One by one, he unlocked layers of hidden data. Sweat formed on his brow. If he got caught, the Council would not be kind. Finally, he found something. A file marked Project Dominion, Earth. Alex clicked it open. His eyes widened as he read the contents. His heart pounded faster with every line. The file revealed the truth. The Council's fleet was not here to protect Earth. They were here to take it. Varek had ordered the fleet to seize control of Earth's resources. Humans were to be made into workers, serving the Council's needs. Earth's leaders were not told the real plan. They were being fooled. Alex leaned back in his chair. His fists clenched. "They've betrayed us," he whispered to himself. He knew what had to be done. He had to warn Earth. He had to prepare for the fight ahead. But first, he had to stay quiet. He could not let the Council know he had found the file. Not yet. Alex stood up and looked out the window once more. The alien warships still floated in the darkness. So calm, so peaceful on the outside. But now he knew better. This was not peace. This was war in disguise. And humanity was not ready. Alex Riker didn't sleep that night. His mind stayed locked on what he had read. The words from the Council's secret file kept repeating in his head like a warning siren. Project Dominion, Earth. The Council had lied. They had sent warships not to protect, but to take control. To turn Earth into a slave world. At dawn, Alex called a meeting with Earth's top leaders on a secure channel. In a large conference room aboard Guardian 1, holograms of Earth's officials flickered to life around a long black table. There were governors from Earth, Mars, and Titan, military generals. Even the president of Earth, Jared Cole, appeared. "Captain Riker," President Cole greeted. "You asked for an emergency meeting. What's going on?" Alex stood tall. He looked at every face in the room before he spoke. "I've uncovered the Council's real plan," he began. His voice was steady but urgent. Their fleet is here to take Earth. They plan to control our cities, our people, and our resources. I've seen the files. Project Dominion is their operation to enslave humanity. The room fell silent for a moment. Then, voices rose. That's a serious claim, Captain, one general said. Where's your proof? A governor demanded. Alex kept his voice calm. I have council data files. I can show them to you. President Cole leaned forward. You hacked the council's system? Alex nodded. Yes, I did. I had no choice. One of the generals slammed his hand on the table. Do you have any idea what you've done? If they find out, they could attack us right now. I know the risk, Alex replied. But the bigger risk is doing nothing. President Cole raised his hand to calm the others. Let him speak. Alex took a deep breath and continued. We've trusted the council for years, but they've never truly treated us as equals. We've always been their weakest member. Now, they see a chance to take everything from us. We must act before it's too late. The room stayed quiet again. Some leaders looked unsure. Others looked afraid. President Cole finally spoke. Captain Riker, if what you say is true, this is the greatest threat we have ever faced. But we cannot make decisions based on one man's word alone. We need time to confirm this. Alex felt frustration rising inside him. Mr. President, we don't have time. Look at the fleet above us. That's not protection. That's an invasion force. They could strike at any moment. But President Cole shook his head. We will not move against the council without solid proof. You will send the files to my office. Until then, you are to stand down. Alex couldn't believe what he was hearing. Sir, with all due respect, standing down will only make it easier for them to take us. That's an order, Captain, Cole said firmly. The holograms vanished. The meeting was over. Alex stood alone in the conference room, clenching his fists. His own leaders refused to act. They were too afraid to believe the truth. Lena entered the room a moment later. She could see the anger on Alex's face. They're not going to help us, are they? She asked quietly. Alex shook his head. No, they're going to wait. And by the time they realize I'm right, it'll be too late. Lena looked worried. What are we going to do? Alex walked to the window again. He stared at the council fleet. He knew the council's next move would come soon. They wouldn't wait forever. We fight, Alex said at last. With or without orders. Lena nodded slowly. She knew Alex well enough to understand what that meant. They were going to defy the president. They were going to risk their careers, their lives, and everything they had left. But neither of them could turn away now. Alex turned back to Lena. Get the fleet ready. Quietly. Tell only those we trust. No signals. No broadcasts. I don't want the council to hear a thing. Lena nodded again. Understood. Alex looked back at the stars. His heart felt heavy, but his mind was clear. He knew the path ahead would be hard. He knew many would stand against him, even his own people. But he couldn't let fear stop him. The council had made a mistake. They had betrayed humanity. Alex Riker was going to make sure they paid for it. 2 days had passed since the failed meeting. Nothing had changed. The council's warships still floated above Earth like silent giants. But Alex Riker had changed. He had already made his choice. He would not wait. He would not let the council tighten its grip. He would act before it was too late. Early that morning, Alex stood in the command center of Guardian 1. Commander Lena Torres was by his side. Around them stood a small group of trusted officers, men and women who had served with Alex for years. They had fought beside him before, and they trusted him now. Alex looked at their faces. He spoke clearly. We're going to Mars and Titan, he said. We're going to warn the colonies. We'll gather every ship, every soldier, every resource we can. We fight for Earth, for freedom. If we fail, humanity falls. The officers nodded. No one stepped back. They were ready. Lena spoke next. The president hasn't given us permission. This is a rogue mission. If we lose everything. Alex nodded. I know the risk, but the bigger risk is doing nothing. The team quickly began preparations. They loaded supplies. They activated defense systems. They sent secret messages to trusted captains on other ships. Only those they knew would stand with them. Alex walked onto the Starfire, his personal battle cruiser. The ship was old but powerful. It had thick armor and heavy cannons. It was built to fight, and now it would lead the way. As the ship powered up, Lena joined Alex on the bridge. Council ships are watching, Lena warned. Alex gave a sharp nod. We'll move fast. They won't expect us to run. The engines roared to life. The Starfire broke away from Guardian 1 and headed toward Mars. Several other ships followed. They stayed in tight formation. Alex spoke to the fleet through the intercom. This is Captain Riker. We are leaving without orders. Some will call us traitors. But we know the truth. We fight for Earth. We fight for freedom. Stand with me, and we will show the Council they made a mistake. The crews cheered. They were ready to follow him anywhere. As the fleet moved, a voice crackled over the radio. It was High Chancellor Varric. Captain Riker, Varric's cold voice filled the bridge. You are leaving without permission. Return to Guardian 1 at once, or you will face punishment. Alex stared at the radio for a moment. Then he spoke with calm defiance. No, Chancellor. I've seen your plans. I know your lies. Earth belongs to humanity, not you. The radio fell silent for a moment. Then Varric spoke again. You have made a grave mistake, Captain. You will regret this. The signal cut off. Alex knew the Council would not let them go without a fight. Minutes later, several Council ships broke formation and started to follow them. Alex turned to Lena. They're coming, she said. Let them come, Alex replied. We're not stopping. The fleet pushed toward Mars at full speed. Alarms sounded on the bridge as enemy ships closed in. Laser cannons began to charge. The chase had begun. Alex's voice stayed calm as he gave orders. Hold formation. Keep moving. We don't fight yet. The Council ships fired warning shots, trying to scare them. But Alex did not stop. He knew the Council didn't want a public battle yet. They still wanted to look like protectors. Hours passed. The fleet reached Mars orbit. Mars was glowing red below them. The colony cities shined like jewels in the dark. Alex opened a channel to Mars Command. A woman's face appeared on the screen. Governor Rhea Lawson, leader of Mars Colony. Captain Riker, she asked, surprised. What are you doing here? Alex spoke quickly. No time to explain fully. The Council is planning to take Earth. I have proof. I need to speak to your people. I need your help. Rhea looked uncertain. The Council said you went rogue. They said you're a danger to peace. Alex leaned closer to the screen. They're lying. I can prove it. Please, let me speak to your people. Rhea looked down, thinking. Finally, she nodded. All right, Captain. You have one chance. Alex sighed with relief. He turned to Lena. Get me ready to speak to all Mars colony citizens. This is our only shot. The crew worked fast. Within minutes, Alex stood in front of a camera. His face was broadcast across every screen on Mars. He spoke with heart. He spoke with truth. People of Mars, this is Captain Alex Riker. I come with a warning. The Galactic Council has betrayed us. They plan to take Earth. They plan to turn us into slaves. I have the proof. I have seen their plans. We must stand together. We must fight for our freedom. Not just for Earth, but for Mars, Titan, and every human colony. This is our future. This is our home. Will you stand with me? His voice echoed across the red planet. People watched in silence. Some were afraid. Some were angry. Some were ready. Rhea's face appeared again on the screen. You have our attention, Captain. Let's hear your proof. Alex sent the secret files to Mars Command. Within minutes, Mars leaders read the dark truth. The proof was clear. The Council's betrayal was real. Rhea looked back at Alex. We will stand with you. More ships began to power up on Mars. Fighters, freighters, cargo ships turned into battlecraft. The people of Mars were ready to fight. Alex knew it was just the beginning. Next, they would go to Titan. Then, they would prepare for war. The human fleet grew stronger. What had started with a handful of ships leaving Guardian 1 had become something much bigger. Mars had answered the call. Their leaders had believed Alex's warning. Now, their ships were ready to fight alongside Earth's. But Alex knew it was not enough. They needed more. Their next stop was Titan, the largest moon of Saturn. Titan was home to over 2 million people. It had shipyards, mining stations, and military outposts. Titan had the power to tip the balance. The fleet left Mars quickly. Alex knew the Council would come after them again. They had to move fast. As they crossed space towards Saturn, the crew worked around the clock. Engineers checked the weapons. Pilots ran drills. Soldiers prepared for battle. Lena stood beside Alex on the bridge. "Do you think Titan will join us?" she asked. Alex sighed. "I don't know. They've always kept to themselves. But if they see what Mars saw, they'll have no choice." Titan's orange glow appeared in the distance. Thick clouds covered the surface, but underneath stood New Horizon City, a massive colony inside a shielded dome. Hundreds of towers stretched toward the sky. Titan's shipyards floated in orbit, building new ships every day. Alex opened a channel. The face of Commander Darius Holt, leader of Titan's defense force, appeared on screen. He was an older man with a sharp gaze. "Riker," Holt said, "you're causing quite a storm in the system." "I didn't start it, Commander," Alex replied. "The Council did." Holt leaned back in his chair. "Mars says you have proof. I want to see it." Alex wasted no time. He sent the files to Holt's command center. Holt read them carefully, his face growing darker with every line. After a long silence, Holt looked up. "You've put me in a hard place, Riker. If I join you, Titan will become a target." Alex spoke with steady words. "If we don't fight together, we'll all fall. Earth, Mars, Titan. The Council won't stop with one planet. You know that." Holt nodded slowly. "You're right. We've always known the Council couldn't be fully trusted. We just didn't want to believe it had come to this." Holt stood from his chair. He faced the officers behind him. "Prepare the fleet," Holt ordered. "We stand with Earth." The next few days were filled with work. Titan's shipyards came to life. Massive cargo haulers were armed with weapons. Mining ships were refitted as bombers. Thousands of soldiers from Titan's defense forces prepared for war. Alex met with Holt in person. They stood in Titan's main war room, looking over star maps and fleet data. "We have nearly 200 ships now," Holt said. "But the Council has thousands." Alex nodded. "We'll never match their numbers. But we don't have to. We hit their weak points. We strike where it hurts." Lena joined them. "The Council controls supply lines between their worlds. If we hit those, we slow them down." Alex pointed to a key trade route on the map. "Right here. Their supply ships pass through this sector. If we take out those ships, we cut off their fuel and food." Holt raised an eyebrow. "It's a bold move." "It's the only move," Alex said. The human fleet gathered outside Titan. It was the largest force humanity had ever united. Ships from Earth, Mars, and Titan floated together in space. Alex stood on the bridge of the Starfire, looking out at the fleet. He opened a channel to all ships. "This is Captain Alex Riker," he said. "We are no longer Earth, Mars, or Titan. Today we are one people, one fleet, one fight. The Council has betrayed us. They think we are weak. They think they can take our homes and our freedom." Alex paused and looked around the bridge. "But they are wrong. We are stronger than they ever knew. And now we fight for all of humanity." Across the fleet, captains and crews cheered. The sound filled every ship. Alex turned to Lena. "Set course for the trade route. Let's hit them where it hurts." As the fleet moved into position, scouts reported Council ships closing in. The Council had found them again. But this time, Alex was ready. He looked at the stars and thought about Earth. His home. His people. He knew they were counting on him. The Council had made a mistake. They had pushed humanity too far. Now humanity was pushing back. The human fleet drifted through the cold darkness of space. Engines ran silent. Lights dimmed. Every ship held position near the edge of Sector 9, a narrow trade route used by the Council to move supplies across the galaxy. Alex Riker stood on the bridge of the Starfire, his eyes locked on the main screen. His fleet had waited for 2 days without moving. No signals were sent. No lights flashed. They had become shadows in the stars. They were hunting. Lena broke the silence. Scout ships report a Council convoy entering the sector. 2 freighters. For escorts. Alex leaned forward. "How long until they reach us?" 20 minutes, Lena answered. Alex turned to the crew. "Tell the fleet to hold. We wait until they are close." The fleet stayed quiet. Every pilot, every gunner, every soldier waited for the order. This was their first real strike. They had to hit hard. They had to win. Alex knew the Council wouldn't expect them here. The Council thought they were running. They thought they were hiding. They were wrong. Minutes passed. The convoy moved closer. On the screen, Alex could see the outlines of the ships. The two freighters carried fuel and food. The escorts carried weapons. Alex stood and spoke calmly. Power up all weapons. Target the escorts first. We take them out before they can call for help. The crew moved fast. Lights came back on. Engines hummed. Cannons locked on their targets. Alex raised his hand. His voice dropped to a whisper. Fire. The darkness of space exploded with light. Dozens of laser cannons fired at once. The Council's escorts didn't have time to react. One by one, their ships burst apart in bright flames. Metal debris floated in all directions. The freighters tried to turn, but it was too late. Human ships surrounded them from all sides. Marines boarded the freighters, taking the crews prisoner. Lena smiled. Convoy secured. Alex nodded. Good. Send the supplies to Titan. Our people will need them. But the battle wasn't over. More Council ships appeared on the edge of the sector. 10 warships, bigger and faster than the convoy. They had come looking for the missing freighters. They found us, Lena warned. Alex stood tall. His heart pounded, but his voice stayed firm. We hold the line. All ships, form up on me. The two fleets clashed in open space. Lasers flashed. Cannons roared. Explosions lit up the darkness. Alex's fleet fought with everything they had. Fighters zipped between the larger ships, dodging enemy fire. Heavy cruisers took hit after hit, but stayed in the fight. Human ships moved in perfect formation, working as one. On the Starfire, alarms blared. The ship shook as enemy blasts hit the hull. Smoke filled the bridge. Lena shouted, Shields at 50%. Keep firing. Alex ordered. We can't let them break us. The Council fleet pressed harder. 2 human ships were destroyed. Another was badly damaged. The odds were turning against them. Alex clenched his fists. He knew they couldn't win a long fight. They had to outsmart the enemy. He turned to Lena. Target their command ship. We take it down, the others might retreat. Lena nodded. It's risky. Alex gave a sharp smile. So is losing. The Starfire broke formation and charged straight toward the enemy command ship. The Council ship fired everything it had. The Starfire shook violently. Sparks flew from the ceiling. But Alex stood firm. Full power to forward shields, he shouted. The Starfire closed in. Its main cannons charged. At point-blank range, Alex gave the order. Fire. A massive blast shot from the Starfire's cannons. It hit the enemy ship's engines. The Council ship exploded, sending shockwaves through space. The rest of the Council fleet hesitated. Without their leader, they pulled back, retreating into deep space. Silence returned. The human fleet had won. Lena let out a breath. We did it. Alex nodded, his face serious. This is just the beginning. He opened a channel to all ships. His voice rang out, strong and clear. We won our first battle. We've shown the Council that humanity will not kneel. But they will come back. And next time, they'll come with everything they have. We must be ready. Across the fleet, crews cheered. But deep inside, they knew the biggest fight was still ahead. Alex turned to Lena. Set course for Earth, he ordered. It's time to go home. The fleet turned toward the blue planet in the distance. Humanity had struck first. Now, the real war was coming. Earth was in sight. Its blue oceans, green continents, and glowing cities filled the view on the Starfire's main screen. Alex Riker stood at the front of the bridge, hands resting on the railing, watching silently. Behind him, Lena spoke with a heavy voice. Scout reports say the Council fleet is close. Thousands of ships, more than we've ever faced. Alex nodded slowly. I expected this. This is their last move. They know if they lose here, they lose everything. Lena stepped closer. Do we have a real chance, Alex? Alex turned to face her. His eyes were sharp, but his voice was steady. We do. Not because we are stronger, but because we are fighting for something real. We fight for home. The fleet moved into position above Earth. Mars and Titan ships flanked both sides of Earth's defense stations. The human fleet looked small compared to what was coming, but they were ready. Minutes later, alarms blared. The Council's grand fleet arrived. Thousands of alien ships filled the sky. Battlecruisers, carriers, and destroyers stretched as far as the eye could see. Their engines burned bright. Their weapons glowed, ready to fire. High Chancellor Varek's face appeared on every human screen. His cold voice filled the air. Humans, Varek spoke, this is your final warning. Lay down your weapons. Surrender Earth, and you will be spared. Alex stepped toward the communications panel. He pressed the button to respond. His voice was loud and clear across all channels. Earth is not yours to take, Alex said. We will never surrender. We stand as one, and we will fight. Varek's face showed no emotion. So be it, he replied. The battle began. The Council fleet moved in waves. Laser fire lit up the sky. Human ships fired back, holding their lines. The space around Earth turned into a war zone. Alex stood on the bridge of the Starfire, shouting orders. Keep the formation tight. Protect the defense stations. Push back their left flank. Lena worked the tactical displays. We're losing ships on the east side. Send reinforcements. Alex ordered. We can't let them break through. The battle raged for hours. Ships exploded on both sides. Earth's defense towers fired everything they had. Still, the Council pressed harder. On the bridge, warning lights flashed. The Starfire shook from heavy damage. Sparks flew. Smoke filled the air. Lena shouted, Shields are gone. Hull damage on decks 3 and 4. Alex gritted his teeth. He knew they couldn't hold much longer. They needed to end this now. He looked at the tactical map. His eyes locked on Varek's command carrier, the largest ship in the Council fleet. If they could take it down, maybe the rest of the fleet would fall apart. Alex made his decision. I'm taking the Starfire in. Lena turned shocked. That ship is 10 times our size. We won't survive. Alex stepped closer to her. His voice was low but firm. We don't need to survive. We just need to finish this. Lena's face showed fear, but she nodded. I'm with you. Alex looked at the crew. All of you, get to the escape pods. That's an order. No one moved. We're with you, Captain, one officer said. The rest nodded in agreement. Alex felt a deep surge of pride. Then let's finish this together. The Starfire turned toward Varek's command carrier. Engines roared at full power. The Council fleet noticed and opened fire. Blasts rocked the ship from all sides, but the Starfire pushed through. Alex stood at the front, gripping the railing. Prepare for boarding. The Starfire crashed into the side of the command carrier. Metal twisted and tore apart. Human soldiers stormed the enemy ship, blasting through corridors. Alex led the way. He fought through alien guards, pushing toward the command bridge. Varek waited for him there. The High Chancellor stood tall, calm as ever. You are too late, Captain. Alex raised his weapon. It ends now. But Varek smiled. You cannot stop the Council. Even if you kill me, they will continue. Alex lowered his weapon slightly. He activated his personal transmitter, already linked to every Council ship's broadcast system. You're right, Alex said. So I won't kill you. I'll let them hear the truth. Varek's face twisted in anger. What have you done? Alex turned to the soldiers behind him. Play the message. The crew played the stolen Project Dominion files. Across the Council fleet, every soldier and captain heard the plan to enslave Earth. They heard Varek's lies. They heard everything. Silence filled the Council's channels. Then, one by one, Council ships started to stand down. Some turned away. Some powered down their weapons. Varek looked defeated. You've lost, Alex said. Varek lunged forward, but Alex knocked him down and signaled for the soldiers to take him away. Back on the Starfire, Lena reported the news. The Council fleet is retreating. Earth is safe. Alex closed his eyes and let out a long breath. They had done it. Humanity had won. The battle was over. The Council's mighty fleet had left Earth's orbit. One by one, their ships turned and vanished into deep space. They had come with power. They had come with lies. But they had been defeated by truth and by the courage of humanity. On the bridge of the Starfire, the crew stood in silence. Some were too tired to speak. Others looked at each other with quiet pride. The ship was damaged, smoke still drifting through the air, but they had survived. Alex Riker stood at the center, breathing heavily. His body ached. His uniform was torn, but his heart felt light. Lena walked up beside him. Her face showed both exhaustion and relief. It's over, she whispered. Alex nodded slowly. It's over. The Starfire returned to Earth's surface. All over the planet, people gathered in the streets. They cheered. They raised their voices to the sky. For the first time in days, they felt safe. President Jared Cole, standing on the steps of the Earth Council building, addressed the world. Today, we remember those we lost. We honor those who stood for freedom. Captain Alex Riker and his fleet have saved us all. The people cheered louder. Alex and Lena stood nearby, watching. Alex didn't care about fame or titles. He only cared that humanity was free. Later that day, Alex walked alone through the streets of New York City. People waved at him. Some called out his name. He smiled and nodded, but his mind was somewhere else. He thought of the soldiers who didn't make it, the ships lost in battle, the friends who gave their lives for something greater than themselves. That night, Alex met with Lena and Commander Holt from Titan. Governor Rhea from Mars joined them by secure link. They gathered in a quiet room, far from the cameras and lights. "We won the battle," Holt said, "but the Council still exists." Alex nodded. "They'll think twice before coming back, but we need to stay ready." Rhea agreed. "We can't let our guard down again." Lena looked at Alex. "What happens now?" Alex leaned back in his chair. He knew the answer, even if it wasn't easy. "We build our own future," he said. "No more waiting for someone else to protect us. No more trusting outsiders to make our choices. Earth, Mars, Titan, all of us stand together from now on." Holt smiled. "A true alliance." Alex nodded again. "A human alliance. Strong, united, free." The next day, Alex stood one last time on the bridge of the Starfire. The ship had been through so much. Its hull was damaged. Its systems were tired. But to Alex, it was still the strongest ship in the galaxy. Lena stood beside him. "What now, Captain?" she asked softly. Alex looked out at the stars. A small smile crossed his face. "Now," he said, "we protect what's ours." Lena smiled back. "Together, always," Alex replied. The crew gathered one last time. They stood as one. Soldiers, pilots, engineers, and officers from Earth, Mars, and Titan. Alex spoke the final words. "We are no longer separate worlds. We are one people, one fleet, one future, and no one will ever take that from us again." The crew cheered one last time. And with that, Alex Riker knew their fight had been worth it.